Mountain News this morning. Environmental experts explain why this year's fall colors might be a bit underwhelming. And one Kentucky city brings back a new fall tradition, providing some fall fun for all to enjoy.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Well, good morning to you. It's 5:30 on this cold Tuesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris, and speaking of cold weather, let's head over to Brandon for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, just like that tease mentioned, I'm not seeing really any fall colors, even though it's cold like fall. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it still looks like summer outside.
Exactly, but unfortunately, it's going to be a little while longer, I think, before we start to see that kind of peak. But the bad thing is, Dakota, the leaves are already starting to fall off, so we're maybe not going to get the full impact of that this year. So let's take a look and see what's been going on across our region in the overnight hours. Going down to Corbin first along I-75, and no major issues there for the most part. Everything looking pretty good. It's still chilly in most areas, low 40s, upper 30s, but some of those ridge tops there in the upper 40s like Jackson and Prestonsburg, and some degree over toward Pikeville. I got it there. Breakfast forecast, get out your frosted weather wheats, and we're looking pretty chilly there all the way through mid-morning. But again, the story today is the sunshine. More of it today. We're going to see sunrise at 7:46 and sunset at 6:50. So those days continue to get shorter, but we're actually a bit warmer today too. About 71 for a daytime high. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, an Ashland man is charged with murder in connection to the death of his girlfriend. Ashland police say they were called to a home for a possible overdose. Once they arrived, they found 24-year-old Angel Brianna Rowe with a gunshot wound, and she was later pronounced dead by emergency. Now, police say Angela's boyfriend, Talon A. Bensinger, is being charged with murder. In Laurel County, 35-year-old Cassie Brown is charged with 3 counts of assaulting a police officer. Sheriff's deputies say she was trying to take a truck that didn't belong to her early Sunday morning. Deputies say Brown tried to fight the 3 deputies who responded. They say she kicked them and even tried to rip off an antenna from a cruiser to use as a weapon. She's also charged with public intoxication and disorderly conduct. A former Pulaski County constable will serve nearly 12 years in prison. Michael Wallace was found guilty of conspiracy against civil rights and meth possession with intent to distribute. After his sentence, he will have to undergo 4 years of supervised release and won't be able to be a law enforcement officer during that time. His attorney says he plans to appeal. Well, the Facebook page of one Southern Kentucky food bank is back after it was taken down by Facebook yesterday. It's unclear why it was removed. Officials with God's Food Pantry posted that the page was restored just before 5 p.m. A national park in West Virginia is telling visitors they need to stop throwing rocks down cliffs, saying it could kill climbers and hikers below. A Facebook post by the New River National Park and Preserve says a rock climber recently reported to park rangers that multiple people were throwing big rocks from the cliffs at Diamond Point on the Endless Wall Trail to climbing areas more than 100 feet below. The park says the climbers saw at least one rock fall a couple of feet from someone who was climbing, saying it could have been deadly. Well, the Cumberland Gap tunnel on US 25E near Middlesboro opened 25 years ago yesterday. The tunnel replaced a highway so deadly it was nicknamed Massacre Mountain and accomplished the goal of saving lives with only 2 traffic-related deaths since construction was completed. More than just a safety improvement, officials at the Bell County Historical Society say the tunnel has preserved an historic pathway in our nation's history.
So you can actually walk from Cumberland Gap up to through the saddle of the Gap down and now to the National Park at Middlesboro where the Visitor Center is, or of course vice versa back down into Cumberland Gap.
The Bell County Historical Society has an exhibit to mark the tunnel's anniversary at the museum in Middlesboro. Well, most of us have lived in eastern and southern Kentucky all of our lives, but how many of us have actually taken the time to explore our region, like going hiking or visiting locally owned restaurants? Well, I took a look at a new initiative aimed at getting people outdoors to explore what makes the region so great.
This land, once blanketed by majestic forests, is now a playground for outdoor adventures.
The Kentucky Wildlands,
where you can cut through whitewater, venture underground.
A new tourism initiative covering 41 counties throughout eastern and south central Kentucky.
We are showcasing our assets, and what better assets do we have than Kentucky Wildlands? We have all this majestic beauty. It's rich in heritage and culture.
Designed to showcase their partners and local tourism agencies in their counties.
There are so many things beyond bourbon and horse racing and bluegrass. We're also boundless adventures.
As restaurants and venues closed early last year as the pandemic unfolded, many people headed outdoors. Like visitors witnessing Kentucky's largest flowing waterfall at Cumberland Falls State Resort Park, earning its nickname the Niagara of the South.
They've seen the waterfall in different stages of the level of water that's flowing over the waterfall. They're astonished how much it changes.
With anything in nature, the experience changes. Visitors are able to see the waterfall at different heights depending on recent rainfall or even flooding in the area.
So with less water flowing, that waterfall drop is going to be larger. With more water flowing, the water level is going to rise both on the top and on the bottom of the waterfall, making it shorter.
A land full of lush trails, hidden.
Whether you are hiking, horseback riding, or taking in the breathtaking views, you will certainly need more than one day to take it all in.
There is night sky observation areas because this area doesn't have a lot of light pollution. I was trained to use our telescopes that are in storage and was able to locate Jupiter with the 4 moons that are visible from the telescope that we have and the rings of Saturn.
Some people do not realize the beauty that is in their own backyard.
To be able to come to a place as beautiful as this, that is so close to home, is a gift. And Kentucky Wildlands is benefiting Cumberland Falls and the state of Kentucky in general for making areas like this more well known.
After visitors take in the views, they can take a short drive to downtown Corbin to kick up their feet and enjoy some grub at a local restaurant, like at the Wrigley Tap Room and Eatery.
Oh, about 7 years ago, we had 3 friends that got together and wanted to do a farm-to-table concept, do like a brew pub in downtown Corbin. They didn't have a name for it, actually.
The name coming from a Wrigley mural from the 1900s they found during renovations.
7 years later, we have Kristen Smith, the executive chef owner, who's the sole owner now, of course. She goes with the community concept. That's why I'm sitting at the community table. We really want to focus on local food, farm-to-table food.
And each time someone eats at the Wrigley, their second or third time is never the same.
We try to switch up the menu every time we get in new food, from locally sourced peppers, potatoes, of course, carrots, and everything. We just go with the flow.
And that flow keeps customers coming back again and again, not only serving the best local produce, but offering craft beer and local spirits.
Which we have beers from Somerset, Kentucky, Jar Fly. We have beers from Lexington, Kentucky. It's another way of just expressing Kentucky.
But the Kentucky Wildlands is more than just restaurants and outdoor adventures.
Some of the highlights of what they're definitely not going to want to miss during their trip to the Kentucky Wildlands. So it's really about promoting the attractions and the unique things that we have in our community, and to show that we literally have something for everyone.
The next time you look out your back door, just imagine the endless opportunities you have to explore.
At ExploreKYWildlands.com.
Well, this evening at 6 o'clock, I take us to Stearns, a small town in McCreary County, and meet up with former Kentucky First Lady Judy Patton. Well, many in eastern Kentucky are still waiting for those vibrant fall colors. Right now, there is still a lot of green. Environmental experts say this is caused by this year's late spring, wet weather, and hotter climate. Letcher County tourism officials say they try to keep folks updated on how things are looking.
Kentucky weather, everybody knows this. Some years it's hot, some years it's cold. A few years ago it was like 70 degrees in Christmas time, so we never know what it's going to be or what it's going to do. So we like to kind of, let people know what's going on so they don't drive really far to see something and waste their time.
Now, to see what else experts are saying about the fall foliage, you can head over to our website. Well, Pumpkin Park at London Town Center is back this year. It is giving kids and families the chance to experience some outdoor Halloween fun both during the day and when the display is lit up at night. This is becoming a new tradition on Main Street, and despite the pandemic still hampering some people's plans for the upcoming holiday, parents are happy to be out and about with their kids.
It's great. It's fall, it's beautiful, the weather's beautiful, and it is normal. They're ready for Halloween, they're ready for the fun, and this is a great place and a great way to do it.
Now the park will remain orange themed through the month of October. Well, with the fall season comes Halloween, and more often than not, organizations often offer activities for younger children and rarely gear activities specifically towards teens. The Johnson County Public Library has dedicated the entire month of October to teens by hosting Teentober, an event that offers fun Halloween-oriented activities for teens each week. Organizers say this event not only gives teens an opportunity to experience age-appropriate activities, but it also promotes the other services the Johnson County Public Library offers to that specific age group.
Our biggest goal here at Johnson County Public Library is to provide a safe, fun, and welcoming environment for our teens. And so that's been the goal from day one with my job.
Leaders add they plan to create even more activities for teens to participate in for the upcoming holidays. Well, just ahead this morning, the star of a spooky sitcom wins a big prize before donating it all to a good cause.
Our break from the rain has been a nice one, but I'm afraid it won't last for much longer. I'll tell you when our next best chances are in about 3 minutes.